What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a 4 times week to fairy team. Now, I actually haven't done a 4 times week team for a couple of months now, I think it was, and I thought I'd try and cover the ones that haven't been done. Now, obviously, there wasn't a huge list of Pokemon for me to pick from, but as usual, I came up with an amazing team. Now, the question of the day is, people, what is your favorite fairy type Pokemon? Mine would have to be, we'll go for Wigglytuff. Let me know yours in the comment section. I'd love to see which one is the most popular. If you do enjoy these videos, people, the like button is only 1 click away. So we got a battle. This one was actually on the plaza, and I wasn't really expecting to do this one, but it happened, and it was quite an entertaining battle. So let's get into it. We have a Heatran lead here versus my Scraggy. Now, this was a Focus Sash counter high jump kick. Scraggy high jump kick misses against the Heatran, and I'm going to go crashing. So that was a definite one hit KO there, and a very, very unlucky start for me. So I thought, no, I've got to go for this superpower and Zweilous now. So Heatran is going to go for the swap, and out comes, guess who? Tyranitar. So Tyranitar is absolutely going to get shredded here. The only thing I was worried about was the Hustle Zweilous actually missing. Superpower connects, and that is the Tyranitar down. Now, that was a Mega Tyranitar. I found out later on in the battle. So Tyranitar is down. That was a pretty good start. I could have had, well, I guess I could have had the Heatran down or the Tyranitar down. I don't think they would have swapped in the Tyranitar afterwards. So I kind of preferred that outcome. So now we got the Guzzlord coming in. Obvious first impression is obvious. So what I'm going to do is go into my Scrafty. Now this has Intimidate. This is also a special set. We've got Max Health and Max Special Attack. I've got Focus Miss, Sludge Bomb, Dark Pulse, and Grass Knot with Choice Specs. An amazing set, guys. Anyway, so the first impression does fairly good damage to me, I guess. Now I'm thinking, I could go for the Dark Pulse here, or I could go for the Focus Blast. Now we got the Guzzlord swapping out, and we have the Ferrothorn swapping in, which is interesting. So I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse on the swap. It's Choice Specs. It does pretty good damage there to Ferrothorn. I do get a critical hit, which definitely helped there. So I thought, well, let's go for another Dark Pulse, right? I might be able to get like a lucky flinch here or just get some damage on this thing. Does pretty good damage, and I get a flinch. That was really good. So that definitely makes up for turn 1 with my Scraggy missing the high jump kick. However, we got the Ferrothorn swapping out, and now a big problem Pokemon was the Neoligo. So it's going to be in the sand. Obviously, this is a sand team, right? And, you know, the thing I'm starting to notice about this team, right, is there's a lot of Pokemon weak to fighting. Anyway, so there's nothing I can do to this. It's clearly got a Assault Vest. I'm going to swap into my Guzzlord. Really, the only Pokemon I could actually swap into this. Funny enough, it was an Ultra Beast too. So the Neoligo is going to go for the Sludge Bomb. Obviously, it's a special sweeper. It does just under half health to me, so that's cool. Now they're going to swap. Obviously, they know they can't take me out with another, Sludge Wave. I went for the Earthquake on the swap there. I was running a physical Guzzlord. This Guzzlord has, let me see, we've got Earthquake, Crunch, Dragon Rush. I think that was, what was this other one? And Heavy Slam. So we had Max Health and Max Attack with a Quick Claw. So it's a pretty quick Pokemon. So now we got the Guzzlord. It's going to go for first impression again. Now I'm going to swap into my Como. Now this Como was a very, very tanky set. Actually worked rather nicely. We had Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic, and Dragon Tail. Kind of works very nicely with like a Stealth Rocker. Not so much on this team, but it was still quite fun to use. And Ability, Bulletproof, and Leftovers as the item. Extremely bulky in defense. So now we have the Heatran coming in, which I found interesting. Maybe they've got Dragon Pulse or something like that, so that's why they swapped in. However, it's going to be short-lived. I'm going to be able to get rid of them with the Dragon Tail. So now we got the I forgot this Pokemon's name for a second. A naughty nickname there. We've got the Extra Drill coming in. It's going to go for the Sword Dance. That's fine. I cannot actually do anything apart from going for the Dragon Tail against the Extra Drill. So I'm going to go for that and take that out. I may blur that name, I'm not sure, like YouTube might yellow $sign it or whatever it is. So we have the Heatran coming back in. It's going to get dragged out. There's nothing I can really do to this. I'm a little bit afraid that it has the Dragon Pulse too, and if it does, I'm going to get hit fairly hard against that because I'm not running like an overly special defensive one. So now we got the Pangoro coming in. Heatran's going to go for a Magma Storm again like it did on turn 1. Now Magma Storm is a trapping move, but this hits really hard. I've actually got Assault Vest on my Pangoro, but man, they did a lot of damage to me, and it's going to do some extra damage. It's like Fire Spin, right? This is just a better Fire Spin. So on Pangoro, I'm running a special set too. This has Assault Vest, as I said before. Now it actually gets some interesting moves. I've got Focus Miss, Surf, Snarl and Sludge Bomb. Unfortunately for me, the Focus Miss misses the Ferrothorn. However, the second one does connect, and that is a Ferrothorn down. So I'm going pretty dang well at the moment. If you look at the Pokemon matchups, I guess, some very, this is, these Pokemon sets are very, they're quite competitive. So now we got the Guzzlord coming in. So I know it's going to use some sort of like first impression or something like that. So going for the Snarl, trying to drop it into emergency exit. Unfortunately, it's not very high base power, and the Guzzlord is fairly tanky, and it's going to be able to take me out with a Leech Life. I knew that it wouldn't go for first impression this time. I already previously predicted them like 2 times in a row, so it was kind of obvious that they weren't going to go for that. Anyway, so Pangoro's down. I'm going to go into Swellios now, the MVP of this battle. Watch this. So go for the Outrage. It connects. And Guzzlord, there's no way you're going to be able to live that one. That's a Choice Band Hustle Outrage coming from Swellios. The critical hit did not matter at all. That was going down definitely. So that's 2 Pokemon are saying it's going to take down. So now we got the Extra Drill coming out. Again, it's going to go for the Sword Dance. Now, the one thing about Swellios you never do is set up against it, even if you're resistant and you're quite a frail sweeper, because it's absolutely going to bury you. It buries the Extra Drill. That's three victims now it's taken down, man. Swellios came through in this battle. So that's 3 Pokemon down. Now we got the Neoligo coming in, so I'm still locked into Outrage. It's going to go for the Sludge Wave here. Since I'm running max health, I've got a fair bit of bulk. I live that one, and I'm like, damn son, you're gone. Outrage misses with a Hustle. Oh man, they're so lucky. They would have been 4 Pokemon it actually took out. Anyway, now they're going to be able to take me out with like a Snore Power Gem, and they're going to get like a Beast Boost from that. But man, Dweller's absolutely destroyed them. So I've got 3 more Pokemon left, my Guzzlord, my Scrafty, and my Bulky Como, which I know they can take another move from. This was a very interesting play here. So I went for the Earthquake, hoping Quick Law would kick in. They went for a Psychic. I think they actually predicted me to swap into my Kobo, which is definitely a definite over-prediction there. So I went for the Earthquake, and that's going to be enough to take out their Nihilego. So that's down. The only Pokemon they've got left is the Heatran, which I can use Earthquake against. I know that I'm not going to be able to outspeed it though, so I was wondering, does this thing actually have Dragon Pulse or not? So this was their last Pokemon. Does it have Shuka Berry too? So now it's going to go for the Flash Cannon. Clearly it doesn't have Dragon Pulse. I would have used it. Flash Cannon hits really hard, but I'm able to actually live that one and finish off the Heatran with the Earthquake. But if you take anything away from this battle is do not try and set up against Swellios. And man, Swellios just... It nearly could have taken out 4 Pokemon on that team. It was a very competitive team too. Like, my sets weren't anything amazing, so it was really good how it stood up to those Pokemon. Then again, that Nihilego with the Psychic over prediction definitely cost them the game. But in hindsight, they were very lucky my Outrage didn't connect, because that would have been like another Pokemon that went down. And also the first turn with my high jump kick missing too. I definitely, the RNG was not with me that battle. The only thing I really got was a flinch from that, and that didn't really impact the battle too much anyway. So this was a battle. This one was against Bowser. So we have a Butterfree lead here, which is going to get absolutely shredded by Fake Out and Iron Tail. Now we got the Crobat coming. I thought I can go for the counter on this set, right? Since I've got a Focus Sash, it's just a nice little gimmick on this one. However, they got a special Crobat instead of a physical one. Oh, so my counter is not going to work. Unfortunately, it was like a Brave. I thought they were going to go for Brave Bird, but unfortunately, they've got a special set. So I don't. Obviously, they didn't expect me going for the counter, so it's just one of those unlucky things. So not much I could have done there. It was like a. It's just one of those things I couldn't help. So that's fine. My Scraggy's down. I took the Butterfree out, so that was cool. So now bringing in the old MVP as Swellios. Now, guys, if you haven't tried out Choice Band Hustle as Swellios, you definitely should. It's such a beast and it's so hard. It's obviously it's a very risky Pokemon with Hustle though. Hustle is one of those abilities that's high risk, high reward, right? Obviously you got that chance of missing too, which can be devastating. So Crobat goes down easy to Swellios, and now we've got the Glalie going for the Protect. So it's trying to stall out my Outrage, hoping I'll hit myself in Confusion, or Confusion will start, and it's obviously going to use some kind of Ice move too, right? So I get the Confusion. The only good thing about that is I could swap out there. That's the only positive to that. However, they're going to go for Blizzard. I hang on 11 health, right? I've got the Confusion, and I bust through the Confusion, and Outrage hits, and Gladie's definitely going to go down to that one. Man, this Swellios, it's so strong. And I definitely, the RNG gods were on my side that time for sure. Okay, so we got Chestnut coming in. I'm locked into Outrage. It's going to go for Spiky Shield and take me out. That's fine, as well as, once again, did an amazing job taking 2 Pokemon out there, the Crobat and the Glalie. There's no point in swapping out either, it's only on a little bit of health, and it's very easy to revenge kill. So now I can get a fresh swap in against this Chestnut, which is cool. I'm happy with that result. Now I'm going to swap in my Como. This is the bulky defenses error. Now, it's quite funny. We both have bulletproof, right? So I was like, I can't use Sludge Bomb against this thing. So I'm going to have to... Sorry, I can't use... I've got like another Pokemon with Sludge Bomb, so I can't use that, which was my Scrafty. So I thought I'd swap in my Como and go for the Toxic. They went for a Sludge Bomb there, which is, activates my bulletproof, which is not going to affect me at all, which is quite funny. So, obviously see 2 bulletproof Pokemon on the field too often. So now I'm going to swap in. I can't really do too much. The only thing I can do is go for Dragon Tail, which is not going to do too much anyway. And Chestnut's going to go for the Earthquake against my Guzzlord, which is pretty much going to do monkeys, which is fun. I can either here go for the Dragon Rush. I know there's a chance of them having Spiky Shield, but even if they do use it, the Toxic are going to rack up some good damage against them anyway. So they're going to go for the Spiky Shield, just seeing what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the Spiky Shield, and it's going to do a bit of damage to me. They're going to take a bit of damage from Toxic. So it's neither here or there. It's not like a bad result. It's not an amazing result either. So Chestnut's probably going to go down to, I need 1 more Dragon Rush and like a round of Toxic, and that should be enough to take it out. He's going to hit me with the Sludge Bomb. Obviously, they don't have much to hit me, which is quite ironic considering I'm weak to fighting. And, it's a special Chestnut set, which I like that. That's cool. Now, Quick Claw activates again. I'm going to get the Heavy Slam this time. We all know how good Heavy Slam is. And on Guzzlord, it's fairly good. Just missing the KO there on the Chestnut. Chestnut's desperately trying to poison me with a Sludge Bomb, but it's not going to happen. At least it's not Sludge Bomb Mega Metagross, guys. So the Chestnut is going to go down there, but props to them for using some interesting sets, right? I like that. So now we got the Tyranitar again. It's going to have the Sandstream. Now, I don't have much to hit this outside of Earthquake, and I wasn't really thinking Earthquake would take it out anyway. Now we got the Mega Tyranitar. Now, earlier on the game, I said, they had a Tyranitar, but I was definitely sure that Tyranitar they had earlier on was a Mega Tyranitar for their Sand team. It kind of makes sense. Since they're running quite a competitive team too, so I'm sure they had a Mega on the team. So Guzzlord's going to just live that Earthquake on 5 health. I'm able to get off my Earthquake against the Mega Tyranitar. As I said, I knew this wouldn't take it out, but it did some fair damage. I'm happy with that. And the Sand is going to take out my Guzzlord, so that's cool. That's not a bad result there. I'm happy with that one. Guzzlord getting a few quick claws too, which is nice and quick. So we've got the Scrafty coming in. This was my Choice Specs one. I've got the Intimidator, which is nice. Now, they've only got 1 other Pokemon, so I knew they wouldn't swap because it'd be risky to swap into this. And it's going to go for the Earthquake. It still hits me fairly decently, I guess. Scrafty's got quite good bulk too, and I got obviously it's got a -1 in attack. So go for the Focus Mist, which lands, and that's going to take Tyranitar out in 1 shot. I don't really think that critical hit mattered. I had Choice Specs, and obviously it's got the 4 times, so I really don't feel that one actually mattered. Even if it did, it would have, only just lived anyway. So now their last Pokemon is the Jolteon. As I said, they obviously didn't want to swap this into my Scrafty. It's going to go for the T-Bolt. Now, I knew that I could probably just live 1 of these, which I did, but I knew Focus Mist wasn't going to be enough to take out the Jolteon, but, it would do some pretty good damage to it. Jolteon has fairly good special defense too, even on a sweeping one. So Sandstorm doing a little bit to the Jolteon. Obviously, I'm going to go down to this one, the Thunderbolt on this one. I've still got my Como left, which can go for the Dragon Tail, and I still have 1 other Pokemon too, which, it's going to be probably my best bet to swap into this one. I do have Rest and Sleep Talk on Como too, and I wasn't sure if that, they could have hit like a hidden power, but anyway, I went into Panguru. I'm just going to go for the Surf to finish you off the Jolteon. With the Assault Vest attached, I'm going to be able to tank that in the Thunderbolt. Nice and easy, and that is it for this battle. I hope you guys enjoy. Got a couple of bloopers today, so I hope you can go through and watch them, and I should be good for a video tomorrow. As said, I might have, I could have, like a Pokemon sweep up. All right, people. Peace.